Hi, everyone, and welcome to All Systems Go. I'm Sean, and I'm doing the intro today, so surprise, surprise, forget all those other wacky people. I'm the important one now. But we are playing Dawn of Worlds 2.5. It's a little, we're in between ages at the moment. We talked last time about ending age 2, and we're getting close to starting age 3. But we'll just quickly introduce everyone and then kind of jump right back in. Um, like I said, my name's Sean. I'm playing Celestia, kind of following in the celestial domain. And I guess maybe say what you did last. So, last I think I remember I did is I had my avatar go over to the orcs, and he had just created the orcish race. So, and let's see, we'll start with Abby, you gonna.
All right, I am Abby. I'm playing the nature domain deity. And last I did was command the most civil and serene society to become good at poetry. So these little glowy spiders over on this continent on the right, they're just, writing poems and recording history and all that good jazz.
They can write 8 poems at once.
That's advanced.
Amazing.
They levitate at the same time because they don't need any legs to stand on.
They just balance
They're
on their
just hanging
thorax,
from the
Sean.
ceiling.
Yeah, they're hanging from a thread.
Wow, what a picture. Okay, and then I'll popcorn Logan.
Hello, I am Logan. I'm playing Law, so I will be bringing order to all these chaotic hooligans. Hopefully. Or crying at the end of this session. Last thing I did was, I think I made some walls, and I named them after Calliope, and Sean did not.
That sounds right. I mean,
Yeah.
It sounds in character for both of us.
Yep. So I couldn't come up with the name, and then you got mad at me for naming everything after her. So, okay. That is me. Popcorn Connor.
Hi, so I'm Connor. I'm playing Destinius, the god of fates and destiny. The last thing I did, I believe, was command some of the Dimyev tribes to go and meet with the newly created orcs to form a military alliance, kind of tentatively, with hopeful goals of taking out the imperial bureaucracy that's hanging out over to the east. I will go Popcorn Austin.
Hello, I'm Austin. I am playing the Traveler, god of travel and all such things. Last, I commanded my avatar, the Wandering One, to create this great road between Calliope and Masters of the Hunt across this deserted wasteland to hopefully speed up war.
That's what it's becoming at the
We'll
moment.
find out this week. And then who hasn't gone? Sarah.
I'm playing the domain of time, Kronos. Playing with time. We'll see what happens with those free catastrophes. And the last thing that I did was command the people of Valendior to create engines of war. So they now are kind of armed with catapults and different siege engines of their own, gearing up for a showdown.
Next step, build a giant road that you can then follow.
Yeah.
And pull your catapults down.
No, it makes a catapult in the front, and then it's in the front it paves the road, and in the back it is a catapult.
Wow, it's like an auto road builder. They just lob bricks, cobblestones.
The people of Valendior are very innovative. So yeah, they would totally have that.
Right. And I didn't mention kind of when I did the introduction, but Logan was lovely enough to update our map. So we have a beautiful, incredibly colorful, and slightly disorienting map as we get used to all these lovely little cities that have been built up. He used a cool program that did a lot of stuff for us. So we have a lot of things going on. Just hang with us as we try and navigate our new kind of geography. And I think
geography has stayed the same.
Okay, whatever. The geopolitical landscape, sir. But I think everyone just needs to generate some power real quick.
All right.
The most important part of this game.
Make sure you have your token selected.
And everyone's
Oh,
got a +3
great.
bonus.
Does everyone? I promise we know.
Whoa!
Big rolls,
Look
Austin.
at that roll!
No.
No.
All right, y'all.
Okay, so I got a
Oh,
reroll
God.
on my 1 and 2 that I got last time. So I feel like that's a fair reroll for you, Sarah.
Okay. Thank you. I forgot about that rule. Is everyone cool with that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
everyone just gets the free reroll and your catastrophe. Remember, everyone still has those hanging out.
We're
Now's the
running out
time
of
to start
time to use them, so yeah, gotta start bringing them up soon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll reroll.
An
improvement.
Better.
Not by much.
Not by much. All right, guys. Well, I'll take it.
Wow. Okay. There's quite the point spread here.
I think it might have added yours. You need to subtract 6, Sarah.
Okay. Yeah, there's no way I have 16.
Though I'm more than happy to have you displace Austin with his ridiculously good power rolls.
Yes.
He's been master of the power.
How do I ping the map? Just really quick.
Ping, you just
Click and hold.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
You
Okay.
can tell that everyone learned how to do that right now because
Circles everywhere.
Okay, so straight away, I'm going to do a catastrophe.
Oh god.
This stupid seaweed is too rampant. So the catastrophe is that this area of the sea heats up a lot and kills all the seaweed.
Which area?
The area outside of Gorgo, like where the
Okay.
seaweed is.
By your doors that you made?
Yes. Yes.
So you're heating up the sea to boil off the seaweed?
Yeah. Boil off that seaweed. Cook it, maybe. Maybe
Mm.
Gorgo can eat it, but
There's a new cuisine in town.
Hopefully they don't develop like resistance or something. Like thermophile seaweed.
oh, hopefully not. But for now, they're dead.
There's plenty of catastrophes to go around, Logan. Somebody can then just freeze the water. You know.
And that was my free one, so I'm gonna spend none of my 15 points.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
It's legit. It's legit. Okay, well that's all I
No
wanted
more
to do. Just
seaweed.
get this seaweed out of here.
And Abby, what is your response to this clear attack on your...
Connor gets to go first.
Oh,
Wait,
Connor?
I forgot. Did we want to do that
Oh,
thing
my
where
bad.
you have to roll the die to determine how good or bad something is, or do we want to just drop that rule quietly?
I like it for things that are not catastrophes, but I think
Okay.
catastrophes should always work because they cost a butt ton.
And
You're
always be
not
terrible.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So these duchies that we have over on the western coast, that's a new thing. So I'm imagining that there are a number of sort of powerful nobles that kind of pop up in each of these little cities. And I would like to command order and have there be a council meeting of these nobles, and they come together and try and set forth kind of their ideals and their political goals, trying to unify this area a little bit. So there's now a council working towards unity in these duchies over here, with some of the threat of these nearby tieflings and barbarians and now orcs and all kinds of other scary things coming out of the wilderness.
Okay.
Cool. So sort of a council of leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
Council of equals.
And when I conjured these people completely out of thin air, I sort of imagined them as being like pastoral, like shepherdy type people. But the word shepherd was already taken, so.
So we went with duchies instead, I guess. Totally the same.
We have lots of shepherds. There's lots of sheep. So,
Okay, it's me.
Don't sound so excited.
I'm so excited. What am I gonna do to Austin? Nothing?
Turn his mesa into a giant volcano.
Ooh. Fascinating. I think I'm going to command a city. I can command cities that I'm present in but I didn't create, right?
I believe, yes. I think you have to have an order there.
Yeah, there's an order there. It's okay. So I'll command city, and I'm gonna command these Order of the Wine and Sweet Wine to create an army of wine grapes that are gonna go marching south.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
oh gosh, my poor sweet halflings are just
I just imagine that
they're going to war.
they're like banelings from StarCraft. They're just these giant little rolling things that explode when they get near you.
No,
Yeah,
the
how
wine.
exactly how do wine grapes militarize? Like, what do they do to fight?
The grapes are bombs.
No,
Just
they
lob
just
them at
like.
people.
Well, see, they feel like a familial tie to their friends, the seaweeds. As they're like both very like viney, long plant creatures, so they just like pull themselves off the vines and just like.
A great miracle happens, and the wine leaves leaves Sweetland to go to war.
So they're leaving.
They're leafing.
Oh no.
Got 'em.
And that's my turn.
All right. So, So I think last we left off, Solaris was by the orcs, and I think he's keeping watch. He sees the orcs sort of talking to the Dmiev tribes and realizes that there's a chance to sort of maybe create a splinter faction. So he is going to, I guess, would this be create subrace or create order? I want to create an order of like good orcs. I think my orcs were evil aligned. So I want to
When I made the good centaurs, it was just create sub race.
create
Yeah, that'd probably
subrace.
be a sub race.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
sub race is also a cultural difference.
Okay, sure. So then I will create a subrace, and Solaris will lead a group of orcs into the mountains, high into the mountain ranges, away from their lowland cousins, and teach them the good ways of the sun, and the dragonborn. Let me create that subrace, but that'll be my turn.
Cool. So Kronos is just very concerned now that there's so many races. She would like to create an order within the the Arachnia, and it will be an order of preservation and great histories. So she'll have create an order that maintains the histories of the world now that we have so many different races and events. Do that. Order name, and it will be called Preservationists. If I can spell. And that's me.
Okay, I am up. I will create a sub-race, and they will be some nice forest elves.
Boring plus.
No, they're forest elves. And
Boring
they will-
plus part 2.
Shush you. They're forest elves now. And they're just gonna pop out right there. And that's my turn. I think they'll be very near. They're not in autumnal, but they're very near it. They like participate in the plant rituals or whatever it is those plants do.
Die beautifully in autumnal.
Oh, nice. The forest elves get a turn all by themselves. Okay, so for me, I am going to command the city of Gorgo to form an army.
I'm getting a lot of tension from this group.
I don't like it. Is the city of Gorgo a centaur city?
Or is it shepherd?
Yeah,
Or is
it
it a
is.
human city from the shepherds or whatever?
It was the shepherds.
It's a combined city from the
Oh, it's a
Ribbons,
combined
Gorgo's
force.
exploration plus the shepherd.
Yeah.
Because the
It was like-
shepherds were waiting for whoever came through the doors, right?
Mhm.
And bam, it was Gorgo.
And then they all became refugees when the seaweed happened.
Yeah. Yeah. But now they've got the first
and now they've got the
Gorgo division
grapevines.
ready to head on any attack.
I will command order for the Dragonborn and create a sort of a judge, a magnate, somebody who is very well respected among the Dragonborn, who resides in Ironhall, the city that we created after the stream. And we'll say that there was somebody who served on one of the city defenses, city watches, and slowly rose through the ranks and became this very highly regarded and well-respected member of Dragonborn society, who has had an unnaturally long life, now serving as sort of a judge and community leader here.
Did you just put a magnet in Ironhall?
I did put a magnet in Ironhall. Yes, Logan, that is true.
All right. Is he just helping to maintain order at the moment?
Yeah. For now, he's tending to city's petty crimes and things like that. There's somebody to exist like that, you know. We haven't heard much of the little people, the individuals.
What move did you do for that?
Command order.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I am going to command my avatar. And my avatar is being commanded to create a order within the forest elves. So these elves have like learned under the mother tree and taken her wisdom and absorbed her knowledge and magic and all this stuff, and they've become druids. And they just kind of hang out in Somerset Forest, and some of them go to autumnal and like care for the trees as they're dying. But they have like druidic magic and stuff, this order. And that's all I got. So it can move on to Celestia.
Mm-hmm. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to... I think I want to make some goblins. We're going to create a race. And I'm going to place some goblins that spawn out of the mountain pass right by the Southland. So they're kind of bordering both the Somerset Forest and the West Shore Duchy. And that will be my turn.
Okay.
To Cronus.
I'm gonna save my points. I think because I've been rolling so poorly. So I'll pass.
Muted.
Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you, Abby. I will command my avatar, Calliope, who I will sort of rename. She's going to be like a dynasty. It's not one lady hanging out, it's just like a dynasty of these rulers. They're like divine rulers. They're going to command their city to build them another army.
Oh my gosh.
And that will be it for this turn.
What alignment is that city? I think the little markers disappeared.
They're neutral, I believe. Like
They
the
were, if
purples.
I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
purples.
they're just neutral, yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to corrupt. And all this war and army gathering has caused the people of Calliope to be bitter and angry, and are now a -1 alignment.
To war we march then.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
That'll be mine.
I will command order for humans as well. So way back when the Storming Terror marched over here and met with the orcs, I will say that they successfully raised another army with the orcs and have now kind of joined forces. So that army now counts as 2. My action was raise army as they begin marching towards their foes to the east.
Okay, we'll make another token, I think.
Separate token? I was just going to double down on it. That works too.
Just double down.
Okay, sure. Let me get
less clutter.
Less. I'm sorry, Logan. Are we?
The corrupt city button is broken, so how do I subtract 2 points for myself? Do I just edit my number?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and edit that.
All right. So Destinius has raised an army. Gaia, what will you do?
So these goblins just popped up.
They did. -1 goblins.
I know.
Goblins with a Z. 3 Z's and an exclamation point.
So why are they -1? What's their deal?
They're corrupt.
But why? Are they chaotic or destructive? Like
they just cheat at card games.
They're expansionist. They just want to grow, and they're kind of, I imagine they're flooding out of the mountain, the crevices of the mountainside, and they just want to take. They want
And they-
shinies, they want resources, they don't care about these stupid forest things. They want to eat all the sheeps because they taste good, so they're growing.
They only play the vagabond en route.
So they're not they're not the epitome of evil, but they're not nice.
Okay.
They're not going to sing songs and get along unless you do something about it.
This should be the spiders. I'll just purify them up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
They are neutral now. And maybe not, like, I think maybe without having a formal order there, maybe there's a group that's like, there's this weird time magic in the forest, and like we should respect that and not go there. Like it's obviously like somebody's speaking like religious mumbo jumbo in the Goblin Society, and they have like a shaman or something. The shaman's like,
okay.
we don't mess with the timey-wimey stuff in that forest.
Okay.
And then the goblins under this religious thing, like, I think the goblins maybe recognize, like, each of the gods a little bit. But they get a little bit better for it, like, realizing that there's a higher power.
A little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
They gave up eating vegetables, so now they're just eating the sheep.
Yeah. They're entirely carnivorous. All right. Okay.
I think Austin.
It's all the way to me.
Because you always have a gajillion points.
Yeah, I do. It's a curse though, because I don't know what I want to do.
Give them to me.
Make some wars, raise
Nope.
some armies. It's always a good time.
Okay.
And remember,
So,
you can
yeah.
affect anyone, so it doesn't have to just be the places you've created.
That makes it more difficult to choose.
But you have to have an avatar or a sect present in order to issue a command.
Yes. Okay, I want to go to war. Which action is that?
You
Command
command
city?
them. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I'm going to
raise.
command the city of Gorgo to go fight the wine grapes.
Wait, okay, I have a follow-up question on this. How did the city of Gorgo learn about the wine grape army?
They can see them. Well, they're not going to fight the army. They're going to fight the grapes in general because our water's now totally screwed over, and maybe they have some. Okay, so
Okay.
that's command city to do that? Oh, yes. Okay, so the first Gorgo division is moving up. How do we resolve a war? Do we roll it?
Oh boy, boy do you.
You
Um,
roll, and you hope the fates are on your side.
Yeah. Okay, so we consider any advantages each side would have. And if you want to make a point for yours, then you can.
I mean, they're grapes. They can't be an effective fighting force.
I would say being a grape is a disadvantage in a battle.
No,
They're sentient.
they're
don't
like
feel pain.
assassin vine grapes.
Like,
They're very
Oh,
scary,
wow.
and they just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they make you think that they're grapes, and then they fucking strangle you.
Whoa.
I guess
It's
let
a
me
hit and run
rephrase. It's not like
tactic.
logical advantages. It's like, have you done anything, aka spent points, to do something to make.
I
them better?
think my argument, and Sean I think created the halflings, so he can go into this. But the halflings, all of their grapes just up and left and decided that there was something important to do. And a lot of their industry revolves around this wine. So I think they would want to help defend their wine grapes if there's a war coming to their borders.
Yeah, but they don't have an army.
And mechanically, nothing's been done to support that.
I think in this case you're both at +0.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
Wait, no, didn't.
That's for the centaurs, not for the shepherds.
Okay.
If Austin were fighting with the centaurs, then they are masters of warfare and they'd have +1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
Okay.
So you guys
so just
roll
roll a
you
d6.
roll 2d6.
Okay.
And remember, we all have one free I win this battle.
Oh, we do? We have so many free things.
Oh.
The grapes hit
Ooh.
hard. It's the
So,
strangle
yeah.
vine tactic. Comes in clutch.
A depressing loss.
So your army, the losing army, is either destroyed or scattered. Meaning,
Functionally equivalent.
functionally equivalent.
Okay. 5 for score good.
Gorgo division number 1 failed.
Your
Luckily,
bones shall
always
make
number
good wine.
2.
Your bones shall make delicious wine.
When did these grapes become so corrupt?
They're not even corrupt. They're +1 alignment.
No, the grapes are neutral.
The halflings are really happy with this deal because they don't have to do anything.
They have outside forces defending them for no reason. Perfect.
It's beautiful.
Well, I guess that's my turn.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything?
No.
We got these free catastrophes, and that sounds
I've already
really
used
tempting
mine.
right now.
You can always catastrophe at any time.
Oh, I feel like in the wake of the wine grapes up and leaving Sweetland.
They haven't left
there
yet.
is-
They're just
They just went to war. What's wrong with them?
they defended themselves, Connor.
Yes, and in the time that it took them to uproot and march across the lands,
They haven't gone anywhere yet.
there was
They just
drastic
formed
famine.
themselves.
They consolidated.
They came from hither and yon, and in doing so, great famine struck Sweetland, and the halfling population was decimated. Is such a fun word, but it's not actually that big of a drop. So halved, and there is all sorts of orphan babies running around, and just terrible panic in villages as elders are dying off, and all these terrible things are happening from famine. It's the big old dust bowl in here, basically.
I enjoy that wine was keeping these people fed.
Literally, the only thing making
Keeping
them
them
alive
fed.
worth it was wine.
High protein wine.
Terrible.
Get it here.
Yeah, very high
So-
protein wine.
I do have a lovely little halfling trait that says may negate 1 catastrophe.
Oh my god! Oh, that's perfect.
So I really I don't want to negate it entirely, but I want to work something out where it's maybe this famine happens, but how do they bounce back? It's not as devastating. I really like the idea of them going underground almost. This famine happens, then they start. The land has always been their sanctuary, so this time they're like, what if there's some way we can go under,
What if
dig
more
into the
land?
Right. So I'm thinking what if they went underground and started farming mushrooms or something?
I like that a lot.
They've
That's really
diversified there.
Right, they've diversified.
Did they abandon the surface
their
completely?
horticulture. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. What if, or it's half of the population did, and that's why everyone else thinks they were devastated by a catastrophe because everything on the surface looks like it, but in reality, maybe not even half, maybe more 75% of the halflings moved underground. And then there's still just a couple of surface. I mean, there's still surface dwellings, but it's like an iceberg, it's seeing the top is only a small part of what's actually going on. I think that's fun, kind of as a narrative shift.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that so much.
All right. So the outside world thinks the halflings are currently being devastated by a wine travesty, and maybe they have noticed. I mean, the how do we say your frickin' Calliope's despotic civilization? Neo-Valacian?
I think that's what the name generator generated. I named it, and then when I created the despot, it it changed it. It was like, here's an adjective of that word you made up.
No, Neo-Valasian is your word. Cause
Yeah, but I didn't come up with the word. It was
Oh,
called
made it.
Neovalium, and then it was like, or
Weird.
Valia, something like that. And then it made
They've
it an
noticed a
adjective.
distinct drop in wine quality and wine production. Prices have gone through the roof,
Oh, that can't stand.
and mushrooms are now on the table.
No, we don't want them.
Mushrooms of all kinds. All right, I like that a lot. And I think anyone else will have something they want to do?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, generate power.
Well,
Wait,
vote.
we can vote to end the age or not.
True.
I think one more.
Abby, you voted no last time. Or you voted yes last time.
But I have things to do now, Logan.
Okay.
I vote we move on.
I vote
we move on.
Sean and Logan, what is this?
I can switch my vote.
Oh, okay. I was gonna vote no, Abby.
I'm fine with staying too.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
so now if you change Abby, then we move on.
Yeah, I'll change. Because
What?
then we don't have a tie. And then we don't have to deliberate.
Ties are I
In the
think,
favor of
no
us.
progress. Yeah.
Oh. No, we can move on. It's fine.
Okay. Age 3.
So, do
Age
we
3
want to
begin.
take a break and adjust all of the costs of everything and then we'll come back?
Yeah, that might
Okay.
be worthwhile.
That's a good idea.
Cool.
Mhm.
We will
So
be
we'll
back
be back in just a moment.
in 10. And we're back. So, I
Hi,
think
everyone.
we're jumping into age 3, which I called it the wrong thing last time. It's not conflict, or is it conflict?
It's relations.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be negative.
Well, it's going to be.
We don't all
Likely
have to go to
negative.
war.
Oh, some of us already started.
We have a lot of catastrophes left.
We do. They can be catastrophes of peace.
I think that's just an event, Logan.
Like that well in the middle of the world flooding and vanishing.
Oh, Clotho,
How-
no.
How is that good for anybody? I don't understand.
I didn't say good, I said peace.
Save up the points and eradicate Clotho.
Time just freezes.
He can exist at the bottom of the ocean.
What
True,
a
does
sacrifice.
Clotho need to breathe?
No, the Mystic Basketball is a facultative anaerobe.
Here we go.
Okay, let's generate
Alrighty,
points
generate.
before I talk more microbio at you. I'll keep going.
Please, no.
And we don't want to hear it.
So everybody's still at a +3 bonus.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Ah,
Huge roll. Oh, everybody's doing so well. This is amazing.
Not me.
Oh, another one.
wow,
Oh,
there's
wow.
pretty
Pretty
bad rolls.
Pretty bad.
Okay. Well,
Such is the turning of the fates.
guess who goes first? Austin.
Oh, it's me again. Okay. So I'm going to do something. I had some orders. What did I have?
They're on the
Oh,
far right.
yes. Here we go. I'm going to command the Order of the Dark Path to make their way north off their little plateau down there at Mount Stable to explore the northern lands of this continent over here. And is there races up here, or is it like is the race only race way up
There's
there?
glowing spiders.
It's humans all through
All
the
that green
area.
is humans.
This
Oh.
is spiders.
So they run into humans pretty quick.
Yeah, almost immediately, yeah.
Okay, so they're on the march up there.
Is it an army?
Mechanically, but they're not like actively warring anyone. But they're more of
Okay.
an expeditionary force, is what I was going for.
If they can fight, they're an army, so just make sure you
'Cause
pay the
isn't
appropriate
the-
cost.
Yeah, because aren't they in order?
Yeah, it's in order.
So if you wanted to fight, technically you'd have to create an army out of them.
Okay, well then they won't fight.
Okay.
They'll just be in order. I'll just command them to do something, which is go over there.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Oh boy.
What is our wine grape army up to?
I don't think they're doing anything. I think they're forming a defensive barrier. As their seaweed friends would do if they were still alive. Let's see. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I will command city. And this city is gonna command the Holy Army to take a boat. And where are they gonna land? I think down here.
Whoa!
Oh, hello.
Oh, bold move.
I thought it was coming after Gorgo for sure.
Now, Abby, can you land on those 30-foot sheer cliffs?
No, so they land on this one and they're like, think about how to get up there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's currently a military fortress of the Dragonborn.
Who is the Holy Army? What are they?
They were
They're
formed
Dragonborn.
by the Order of the Leaf. So they're my army.
Are they Dragonborn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're naturey dragonborn. I don't know.
Okay.
A rare form of Dragonborn.
Yes.
They breathe fertilizer.
Terrible.
So yeah, they just come down here and that's this turn.
Okay. So, turns out the Wine Grape Army set up defensive fortifications on the wrong side because
Uh-oh.
corrupt Calliope looks over at this newly vacated Sweetland and is like, "Bring that to me. I want wine instead of mushrooms." And she will command the first and second army into Sweetland.
All right.
And I guess is your Wine Grape Army technically it's still there? Are they gonna defend Sweetland?
They're in Sweet Wine.
They're in. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely going to Sweet Wine.
Yeah.
So we will fight you.
Come at me!
Do I want to do this to myself? Roll against Abby.
Do it.
It's an
Do
unwise
it.
choice, but you
It
should
is an
do it anyway.
unwise choice. I do have 2 chances.
You've got 2 armies there.
I do have 2 armies. Okay, Abby, bring it. Oh God.
Not that bad.
Ooh.
Oh, and you had a.
Ooh.
What's 2 armies mean?
Oh, so it's like they don't combine, but if I lose the first one, I have the second army that
What's
I
a
can fight
tie
you with.
mean?
What does a tie mean?
That's a great.
I'm looking at it right now.
I don't know if it. What?
It doesn't actually say. It doesn't seem.
You are not wrong. We could just agree
I would
that
assume
it means...
neither army is destroyed.
Or we can re-roll.
Or like a stalemate?
Or yeah, maybe you come marching in and you want to smash the white wine grape army because they're guarding the city where all the wine comes from, and then you realize you can't smash them because that's where the wine comes from.
They are the wine.
So the first army will halt, and the second army will fight you again.
Okay, you get a -1.
You get a
No, it's-
-1.
You get a -1. Yeah, I agree.
She's tired. The grapes are tired.
The grapes are so
tired.
Oh, I feel like grapes
Oh,
shouldn't be
they're so
tired,
tired.
to be honest.
Oh, okay. My
It
luck.
doesn't matter.
I'm gonna roll a 1. Just one. Oh.
No,
Russian.
much higher.
Ooh.
The wine grapes.
Goodbye, sweet, sweet wine grapes.
We occupy sweet wine.
But there's no wine grapes anymore.
That's fine. It's just
There's the Order of the Wine, which is sentient bushes there to tend to the wine grapes. But there's no wine grapes.
I have a catastrophe in mind.
Most of the halflings are underground, so they don't care.
They're like, what's all this stomping around up there?
Well, let's see. And I think that would technically be command race. Just like the whole race is at war now.
Yeah.
Because they're not really a city, and I don't want to have to use my create avatar for that, so it'll be -3. And that's my turn.
Okay. So, what shall I do? So, I think, hearing the agony cries of their grapes as they're destroyed.
Just wine starts raining down from the ceiling.
I
on these
know, the
underground
wine.
people.
Just in their souls, the halflings can feel it. The tenders of the land, the tenders of the land can tell that the land has been disturbed by this destruction, and they will actually rally an army of halflings in the north, to maybe come and face, or at least defend other parts of Sweetland from whatever this invasion is. And that is Command City, I think, only to raise an army.
To raise an army.
So I'll command a city to raise. Because I feel like we made one. We made one in the north, but now I can't remember the name. It's
Sweet
probably,
Amber.
Sweet
It's
Amber.
on the map.
It's very small. I had to zoom in. So in the city of Sweet Amber, a force has been raised.
Like no other before.
And that will be my turn.
When everyone was off the stream last time, Sean and I decided that the halfling word for city is sweet, and everyone else thinks that they just keep naming their cities after this stuff, but it's just like Wine City and Amber City.
So their country is Cityland?
No,
Correct.
it was not that. That's what you said, and then
And then you
I
got off
said
the
it was
stream,
a
so
good
I
luck.
finalized it.
I said it was like a good luck thing, like a blessing, like a little.
Well, how'd that end up for them?
A little magic.
Whoa.
It's a good luck charm to name things sweet.
Shots fired into the grapes.
The grapes are gone.
I mean, they're still there. The sentient army of grapes is gone.
You're correct. Yes.
Okay, that's my turn. Destinius.
I am going to have the Storming Terror,
Oh God.
seeing the retreat for seemingly no reason of the Neo-Vlasian Empire. They're going to march in and start raising, doing what you do when you're a pillaging horde. I assume they're going to come into conflict with the Third Army, Logan?
The Third Army's in the city. So
Okay.
I don't know how we want to count that.
Well, so what would happen to your lands if they are undefended? What do you imagine happens when this group invades?
What's the Storming Terror? Isn't it like giant wolves?
Yeah, it's a
wolves
coalition of
plus-
wolves, orcs, and humans.
Oh, jeez.
It is a terror.
It is a terror. I mean, are they gonna just raise the countryside? They're not gonna try and like occupy any city or anything like that?
I mean, I'm imagining it being raising and occupying. Um, I don't think we have any good way
He's
to
like,
really mark
leave
that on the
them.
map.
You could mark an intruding force with a line, with just draw something in. Like a area of territory that's been seized.
Let's see, this looks like a kind of tanny color. If we do
Like freehand it.
The third
Nah,
army
it's not the
is
best
like
color.
we're in the little peninsula, so that's where they are. So if you avoid there, you won't come into conflict with them yet.
There we go. Those are some borders.
It's good enough.
I hope the Storming Terror's march was made easier by the Great Road.
Expedient. Just swift travel on that, what I assume is a dirt path.
No, it's fancy. It's like magically cobblestone. Like it's nice.
Oh shit! Oh, that's awesome.
Wandering One magically made a nice road.
It's the power of an
Okay.
avatar.
So, in the midst of all of this turmoil, Kronos is going to command the order of coin and bankers of Neo-Valacia, of the Neo-Valacian despotate, and say to basically work against Calliope, because it is clear that Calliope does not care for the people and only wants to use the merchants and guilds to accrue money for herself and not for her people. So they are to withdraw their support. And also, the destruction of the grapes has left a huge rift in the economy. So the bankers and merchants are no longer going to support Calliope internally for her crimes.
Crimes.
Namely, killing the wine lands. The wine and the wine lands.
The wine lands are fine. The grapes threw themselves against our spears.
I mean, the land is currently not very fertile, I believe, if our catastrophe is to be believed. So we'll have to figure out the mechanical effects of this at a later date.
Yeah. So I guess the effect is like political division internally.
Okay, so I wanted to command order. Who made the Order of the Weed? That sounds like me.
No, that was Abby, I think.
Oh, Abby.
Or was it?
No, the
it
order
was
of the
you.
weed Austin made.
It was you.
Oh, perfect. It's cheap to command then.
Right? Where are they?
Within the shepherds.
Within the shepherds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you made them, but they were like the pro plant people.
Yeah, they're going on a journey because they are pissed off that there is no more seaweed. They've heard that there's other awakened seaweed, so they're going on a pilgrimage to find it.
Oh.
After the devastating loss of their religious icon, the weed. So they're going to go out to set sail, not out of the hot water area, but out of the southern part of their continent. And just go on their merry way. So command order costs
Just 2.
an amount 2. Perfect. All right, I'll put them out in the sea, and then that'll be my turn.
I love it. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is command order. And I think the order of the wine is drawing back and joining the halflings underground, running away from this siege.
The living plants are moving underground.
Yeah. But they adapt.
Short-sighted.
Are they living mushrooms now?
Order of the shrooms.
They bring down their glow lamps, so they're gonna be okay.
The death caps.
No,
It is an occupation, but they are very good at imperial bureaucracy, so it's fairly administered. Like, so they didn't burn the whole place down. They're just like, we're in charge now.
no, they still run away because the halflings were the ones who like started the whole thing, and then the plants came to that, so they're retreating. They've changed to Order of the Cuisine.
Order of the Cuisine. Order of food in general.
And they're backing the halflings up. Or
got a division.
Yeah, supporting them in their own way.
Maybe we should do. I'm gonna draw in a little line for imperial occupation.
All right, Logan, you got a war on two fronts.
I do have a war on two fronts. Open up third. Ugh. I think I sort of want to do like a catastrophe here, but I don't know how it would play out mechanically. Of like the storming terror, like they're raiding the countryside, but like they're hit with like militias and like guerrilla tactics, and it's just making it incredibly difficult for them to do anything much. Of like they go to raid, but like everyone pulls away, and there's nothing there for them to raid, and then
You want an invading Russia sort of situation? A burned earth, scorched earth?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, no, just to ignore that. I don't actually like that idea. We're not gonna do that.
I would say it doesn't need to be a catastrophe.
Like, what would it be though?
An event? Could it be an event?
Command race, maybe?
Yeah.
Command race. Okay.
Command race to minimize the gains of the storming terror.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yes. That's what will happen. Protect yourselves, pawns.
They're used to her not really caring about them, so.
Right, yeah. They're just subjugates anyway.
She cares about her people. She just wants more people to care about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well that is.
She's always wanted a big family.
Turn. Yeah.
All right.
I think you didn't have your token selected, Logan. Just FYI.
Yeah. I subtracted the points. Also, I don't know. It keeps like having my army added to the initiative, and I'm not sure why, but whatever.
I think whatever token is selected when you do an action gets stuck in there.
Oh, that would make sense.
I don't know what I want to do.
You got those sun orcs down there.
I do. I like them. I think they're isolationist. Oh, I could make my dark elves get up to shenanigans. the halflings are gonna beseech Celestia for aid, and they will call Solaris to them. And avatars can lead an army, correct? They can also make army. Oh, this would be cool. Okay. So the halflings don't really, they're not happy that they lost full control of Sweetland, but they don't really care because, like we said, they're underground. So they've called Solaris for aid. The army they've created is more in defense. What do we think it would be if they created like a giant underground cavern and then they had Celestia place a false sun in the cavern so that they could grow things underground as if it was above ground?
Event?
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah.
Or I would even give you like a create sub race of like underground dwarves. You could just lump that all together, or underground halflings. It's one more expensive to create a sub race, so.
Yeah, I only have 9.
Okay.
I think event.
So
yeah.
I think that's event. Yeah.
Conveniently
think-
costs 9.
Perfect. I think that's a good.
I was gonna
good
say, I was like, why do the
cost.
underground people call out to the god they can't even see anymore?
Just because he's the avatar of Celestia and they were started by Celestia, so. But I really like that. I think that's really awesome. So yeah, I'll do that. They will create a new underground sort of city that is but it'll be like a whole farming situation, and there'll be a miraculous second sun under the earth for them. And I will pay that cost for event. Did it not work? Okay, well, I'll fix it later. That's my turn.
So mechanically, this is going to be Corrupt City for me. So the magnate that I had created in Iron Hall, benevolent, judge, leader, etc., has passed. And in his place, a young military commander has stepped in and is now leading the city of Iron Hall. And over the course of his reign, he becomes more militaristic in his leadership. He begins jailing more people, more things become illegal, and there becomes kind of this sense of dystopian leadership and kind of gloom and dread taking over the city of Iron Hall.
So we said that was a corruption of city?
Yeah, Corrupt City, Iron Hall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we can use the little bat symbol from down there. I'll move it on. Oh, you already got it. Cool.
Okay. I am going to advance city. Since Valen is next door and watching all of this crazy invasion shenanigans going on next door, they are going to continue to advance in their siege engines, but this time it's going to be like a naval fleet. So since they have these river pathways kind of leading inland, and also they have off the coast, they will start building a great naval force for whatever end they choose.
But Sarah, we said F ships.
We did, but I can sail on rivers.
Sean, that was H2. This is H3. All the rules have changed.
All the rules have changed.
And we
It's
say,
not the
I
age
feel
of
like
relations, it's
F-ships
the age
in
of
the
riverboats.
yeah, their mastery of ship making, shipwrights, coat.
All right. Well, after the city of Gorgo's devastating military defeat, they are going to raise the second Gorgo division to defend them because their first army has passed. Nobody knows how it happened, so it's not embarrassing for this city.
Okay.
There's just like rumors floating about how this army got taken out in their sleep. Just somebody woke up and
Yeah.
all of their friends were dead.
They're like, they've heard about the grapes, but they're like, that can't be a real thing. There's no way.
It's a
Stop
metaphor.
lying, guys. Yeah, it's a metaphor for how wine can turn the tides of battle. You know, if you let your army get too drunk the night before you go to fight.
It's all the blood that was shed turned to wine.
Right, yeah. It's apocryphal. There's all these things going on with this crazy story that actually happened.
And that will be my turn.
All right. 10 points. What is a fun race that I can do something with?
The Gorgonians.
Elves. Elves haven't done jack.
The ooze. Oh, mess with the
Oh, the
ooze.
ooze.
The ooze, yeah.
What is this? The sea dwarves above it in blue?
No, that's just more humans. The sea dwarves are on their little.
Deep spire.
Didn't we have
Yeah.
land dwarves too?
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody made land dwarves.
They're this off color.
Got it.
They're in these long canyons that you can't see.
That you can't see because they're filled with color. Surrounded by the great ooze caliphate.
Can you command an order to start an army? Or does it have
Not to
be...
raise.
No. You can
Not
command a
really.
city to raise an army.
If you have an order present in that city, then you can do command city to raise an army.
All
That's
right.
technically how I've been doing all of mine.
So I will command Avatar to create a city. I need a city. In the forest somewhere. So it's like here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's like on the edge of the time barrier.
Well, here, Abby, you had your city of like, here's where all the trees go to die, right?
Yeah, I don't want an army of dead trees.
Of
Nope,
dying
though.
trees.
Wait, is this a
I'm just
druid
saying-
city or?
Yeah, it's a druid city. And it's like here. On the barrier between, like, in the mountain pass, basically.
The druids are forest elves?
Yeah.
Okay, so their first city you get to advance for free.
Ooh. What does the city advance give me?
You advance the city. You just like do something. Like that city is the best at something.
Okay.
Like, for instance, Sarah made hers really good at like time magic.
Mhm.
True.
Let me think on that and I'll get back to you next turn.
Got it.
But that was a command avatar and I did spend the power, but I don't think it's subtracted. So there we go. Logan.
So the wardens, my elven order, they're gonna set up just okay, this is gonna be cool. Just a great prison on this island. Where they take in the worst of the worst. Just so that anybody anywhere can send, or like any government anywhere can like send their prisoners here. And they try to bestow the sense of lawfulness into them through good
Hard labor.
being-
Through punishment.
through hard labor. And yes, so it's going to be like a city, but it's like a penal city colony thing run by the wardens. And I'll put that on the map. And is that'll be a command order, command race? I don't know. They're 1 point difference.
I think create a city has to be command raised.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that is my turn, and I didn't have my token selected. Nice.
Wow. Never. I don't have any points, so everyone else just play. I'll chime in, but I made a cool underground sun.
That is pretty cool.
I am going to command city again. Or I guess for the first time here, in Iron Hall, and I'm going to have the jailer, as his moniker has come to be known, raise an army. So there's now an army of Dragonborn led by this corrupted, oversized prison warden, I guess.
Well, we can't have that.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Sarah?
I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's like 4 points is like not enough to do what I want to do.
How about a free
Save time.
catastrophe?
That is
Or you can
true.
command an avatar.
I could command the time dragon to do something fun. Free catastrophe. I'm going to command the city of Valen to start making trade routes and overtures to the tieflings, and like down this like coastal area. And so, because that area hasn't been very connected, and they just want to avoid conflict. So we'll command city.
Avoid conflict with the place that's constantly on fire.
Yeah. They want to be the first ones to get in good, you know? They want to be the first ones to just kind of be like, remember us? We were your friends. So, and then also kind of make their way down to the duchies, and see what's going on there, because I feel like that's not a very interconnected part of the continent. So
There is one road in and out.
There's one road.
You could beseech the traveler to maybe build you a road.
Oh, please, great traveler. Okay, so Valen will do as I just said and kind of start making some sea routes down that western coast.
Okay. So I am. What do I want to do? I think I want to give the oozes something. So I'm going to advance the city of Yorba, the oozes capital, to be masters of architecture. They've had so much time in the desert. They've just made some wonderful Oozian structures. Of course, made from the bodies of dead oozes. That's their
As we
primary
established previously.
building block.
Yeah, they like fossilize in the desert.
Yeah, so they've, when someone's about to die, they climb up onto a building and form the next piece of the structure. Like a final gift to the ooze society is to, give your body to the structure. So yeah, they're the masters of architecture.
That's beautiful.
So poetic.
Oh, Slarbon, I love your home. Thank you. That's my grandmother. That's my great grandmother. That's my great great grandfather.
My whole family has died on this home.
Please stop stepping on my brother.
Yeah, so the ooze don't really have an impetus to leave.
Yeah,
It's hard to build. They don't create new structures easily. They build upon the past.
Okay, that was Advanced City. And that'll be it for mine.
All right. I think can I have more than one avatar? I can, right? Because Logan does. Do you have the grandfather as an avatar? I think it's.
Oh, that guy. We forgot about him, didn't we?
I wanted to do something with him, but I'm like, oh,
you
he's
can
Logan's
have
avatar.
more than one avatar.
Perfect.
Yes, you can.
So I think I'll spend the points. An avatar. And my avatar is going to be this like chosen poet from the Spider Society. And they get born in this society and they are blessed with visions and all sorts of things to help inspire them. And they have a vision of this glorious ooze architecture. And they must go see it and write about it.
It is glorious.
It sounds glorious. So I'll give them a token, but currently they're still in the Web of Life or whatever.
The Web of Life.
The Web of Life.
Or whatever.
Or whatever. But they'll go on a mission eventually.
Okay, seeing this awful wolf man raging across the countryside, the people of Calliope, or the people of this place,
Neovalia.
The city is a condensed version of the name I had last time because it was a mouthful. And then you still have your western portion of that, or your eastern portion of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna raise another army to defend themselves from these wolves.
Oh my gosh.
So many armies.
So many armies.
We didn't ask for these wolves to come down, but they did anyway. Okay.
Are they just in the city as well?
Yeah, they're both just up here on the north part, like around here. So, like at this point, if the Storming Terror moves out of the area they're in, bump into them.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to
nice.
move north out of the area they are standing in right now.
Okay.
So how do we want to set that scene? Do we meet on the field of battle on the plains somewhere? Where are you imagining this happening?
Maybe they they come down, like they're sort of tired of them, and they just coincidentally were moving down as you were, and you're just like, hey,
Right, yeah.
you cut our march in half. Thanks.
Thanks.
We'll meet in the middle. Compromise. It's great. Don't you love it? All right, now die.
Okay. How do we want to do it?
Well, you've got to roll at least twice for two different armies.
I did. do we want the militias to factor in? You're muted, Connor.
I am. You're right. I will give you a bonus for that for sure. That sounds like
Okay.
a.
And then,
Totally
I can't remember, did you enhance the Storming Terror?
The Storming Terror, I think, should get a bonus because it's made of dire wolves partially.
Yeah.
But it's if you spent points.
I did
You
spend
did,
points
yes.
to make
to
here's
raise
the big scary wolf pack.
Yeah, the big
Okay.
scary wolves.
Okay.
And then
so-
also, I think they need a point because they are masters of the hunt.
No, that's these people.
I think
They're-
they
Yeah, I
did
feel like
come
that
from
part
those
of-
people.
The
No.
Storming
The
Terror.
Demiavka planes.
No, the
are-
Storming Terror they're wolves that came from the forest.
So okay, it started with wolves, and then the wolves and the Demievka people got together, and now
Yes.
they're an army. And then they
Yes.
added some orcs onto that too, and now they're
Yes.
2 armies.
It's
I
Which I'm
personally don't-
tempted to give a point for orcs too.
Sean's just handing out points left and right.
Don't tempt me.
Oh my god. Sean,
think-
we gave you like 5 things inside of one event, so don't push it.
Hey, I got to catastrophed, so
I feel like
the
at least
Masters of the Hunt won't really apply to organized warfare.
tell the
I think they
Mongolians
should get a
that.
bonus, like between everything combined of a +1. That feels reasonable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's just +1, you just want to act like we're both +0.
Sure.
Because I don't want to go through I just want to click this one button. Okay, so first army versus and yours is just functionally 2 armies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh
Shit.
no!
Big rolls.
oh man,
Yikes.
Storming
Okay,
Terror
well, I'm just
number
gonna-
1 got wrecked.
Yeah, we're just gonna change the name of that.
Now
Storming
you wish you
Terror
had my
times
bonuses.
1.
And then-
those bonuses would not have helped.
Yeah, that's all my luck right there.
Yeah.
So then,
Part
are you
2.
gonna? I mean, you can keep going or you can
Yeah,
stop.
I feel like we press the fight
Okay.
here.
So then, you're still fighting my first army, so I'll be
Yes.
at -1.
And I'm at a flat roll still.
Yes. Okay. So we're just gonna subtract 1 from this. Ooh.
See?
Gross.
The Storming Terror is terrified.
Apparently, yeah, terrified.
terrible.
They were
Heroic defense.
storming. They were storming, but they were never battle tested. So just assumed that they were good at battle.
Wow.
Really good at raiding villages.
They
not
were
good at
routed,
organized
yeah.
combat. Very different skill sets as we
If
came
you
to
have a
find out.
pitchfork, we can take you down. If you have a sword, oh geez.
The bureaucracy of Neo-Valencia was quite effective in war, apparently.
Jeez. But he was an avatar, wasn't he? Or was he just you built him up? Like there was like one big wolf.
Oh yeah, I mean mechanically that was just command order. It wasn't an avatar or anything.
Oh, okay.
He just gave a nice name to it all.
I was like, I didn't kill your avatar. Okay.
Sometimes it can be confusing with the fluff.
Yes. What a crazy round that was.
Yeah, it was totally unexpected.
Yeah, wow. I'm feeling like I'm gonna press my luck.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, and it's my turn. Is it?
Wow.
Wait.
No, you never spent your points, did you?
That was my
I'm at-
turn.
I'm at
so now we're
You
just-
never
on to
spent
Sarah.
your
My turn?
points. Okay, wait. Logan. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
For creating an army.
Correct. And now it is Cronus. The
Okay.
turn taker hadn't been moved. That's why I was
Right.
like, oh, my turn.
Did Destinius spend his points?
No, I'm still working on that.
Second Gorg.
Wait, so is it my turn or
Yes, Sarah, it's your
Okay.
turn.
Cool. We are going to appear to the Order of Preservationists, and we're going to and command order to go out and see the world. They are now part of their duties is to gather intel and secrets and artifacts from all the civilizations, and bring them back to the Web of Life to be preserved for all of history. So they are a league of traveling spiders that goes out into the world,
Oh,
Of
searching for.
giant poetic spiders.
So they're let me
Yeah,
get
but they're very peaceful. Like they're very misunderstood at first, but their job is a peaceful one, to just learn the ways of the world and educate others, and you know write historical ballads.
so they're making a worldwide web of knowledge.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez.
Perfect.
That's
I hate
automatic
it.
catastrophe.
I created capitalism and the internet.
What are you doing to this world, Sarah? Leave it alone.
Someone invent raid spray. Raid bug spray real fast.
News is going to be the masters of memes.
Known far and wide for the fine meme production of the oozes.
Abby, did I miss you naming your avatar Talentula?
I love it.
It was coming
That
up. I hadn't used her yet.
That's a
I love
fantastic
it.
name.
Thank you.
And I'm not spending my 3 points.
Okay, I am spending my 1 point on Talentula.
Be free, Talentula, be free.
Wait, is Talentula like the Dalai Lama? Like, is it a new role that is given to like somebody once the old Talentula passes away?
No,
or is it
Talentula is like
hereditary?
Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yes. Like an inspiring figure on the land. But she's leaving. Because she wants to go see this ooze architecture. So she travels to Lorba
Lorba.
and finds a marvelous oasis with all of these like ooze buildings, and it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. The ooze is surprisingly accepting of other things.
Well, can they
They have
see?
they're not afraid of spiders, so I mean.
Yeah, what does an ooze have to fear?
Yeah, and ooze is like, yeah, whatever. If I die, I'll just be the start of a new building.
Yeah. You kill us, we'll just make a wall to keep you out of our bodies.
So Talentula is just visiting and like trying to learn from the ooze culture, and starts writing this like grand adventure of an ooze that she's taking a liking to.
All right.
I feel like you're building up to something really great, and I'm going to be disappointed if you don't have something in mind. So no pressure.
Anybody else have points for this round?
Yeah, I'm going to do one more thing.
Law.
Yes, we are. Ow! Don't nibble me. Celebrating their great victory over the wolf people. They're going to found a great city on. Oh nope, I don't want to take it. On the Great Road, like right where it crosses this major river.
More road wars.
They're gonna build it, and it's gonna be like a pretty bustling place. It's like they're just like, hey, this is a great city. You should go check it out. And people are, well, no, yeah, my home's here, and they're like, no, really, go check it out. And so like they push people in there. So it's a really bustling city at this point, filled with happy people that have to be happy.
Oh.
Oh man, sounds like
Wow.
a utopia.
Yes, you're not allowed to be sad because everybody's happy.
All right.
Just a game we happy few.
I will say for my final thing for the turn, the jailer's benevolent hand that has sprung up here in Ironhall is going to enforce more or less a secession from the rest of Dragonborn kind. They're going to declare their independence as their own island nation of Ironhall under the leadership of the jailer.
I did.
Alright.
When I was making them, you can set relations for each people, and the people in Ironhall were rivals with the City of Gold.
Well, now
Oh, yeah.
mechanically they are as well.
Anybody else? Anything for this turn?
Nope, not me.
Mhm.
Okay. Um.
So turn
That's a
2 of
terrible word,
H3.
Logan.
Thank
That is
you. I did it just
Yes.
to bother you. Turn 3. Is this
Generate
already
that
3?
power.
Wow. Can I use my reroll? I want to reroll that. I don't like the color red.
I think we think it's a 6 or below.
I thought you just got one for a reroll.
Well, the first time it happened is because it rolled a 1 and
Was
a
this-
2, and then Sarah got the same roll. So
And then we just were like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it then. That's fine. I'm not happy about it though. Ugh.
Not that bad.
Oh, it's blue if you get a 1 and
Yeah.
a 6. That's funny.
mixed results.
We're all pretty
Uh,
even across the board, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surprisingly even.
Wow, Austin does not go first.
It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
I did roll a 1 in my roll.
Is that the first time that's happened?
Might be.
Whoa.
First time for everything, you know.
Let's see. What do I want to do? Hmm.
Took me way too long to figure out how to spell secession. That's such a hard word.
Succession.
I know there's a bunch of
Succession.
S's and C's in there, but I don't
Succession,
know
yeah.
where.
There's
Add
only
as many as
one
possible.
C.
What the heck?
I thought there were 2.
I think you spelt it wrong.
I think you did.
I mean, Google says this is right, so I trust it.
I think it's this.
Sure, that's exactly right, Logan. Okay, the Dragonborn of the City of Gold are not happy about Ironhall's secession. And let's see. I think they're going to call back Solaris back to the City
Jetting
of
around the
Gold.
planet.
He's moving. He can fly. He just helped build an underground city. He was on his way back.
He actually found a magma tunnel and just followed it and popped out of the volcano.
Boo! He could if he wanted to. And I will command my avatar to raise an army in the Golden City. And that will be my turn. Which means it's Austin.
All right. Second. It's okay for me to go second. It's not a big deal. I will command my Order of the Pit in the Ooze civilization. After getting a visit from Talentula, they're excited to learn that there's other people than oozes in this world. They never met anybody else. They didn't know. They came out of the pit. So they're going to go on a pilgrimage back to, where the spiders are to see what they have to offer. So they're going to go start observing the spiders over there. And I will spend for command order and then make a marker for them. And then it is Guy's turn.
Similarly.
Stop copying me!
No, I'm not copying you. Talentula is writing about the oozes and telling them about her experiences, and there's not much. There's a couple of artifacts that have been brought back by the order of the preservationists that she kind of shares with them. And maybe that inspires them on their pilgrimage as well. But she is going to purify them as a command avatar. Purify their city. Through the joys of poetry and theater.
Theater.
Ooh.
Spider and
Theater.
ooze theater.
You'll have to see it to believe it out here in Jalabra.
It's like a circus.
It's the haven, the artistic haven of the world at the moment.
This is really the utopia.
Yeah, truly the continent you want to live on.
It's the one with oozes and spiders.
Besides the terrible centaurs at the bottom.
Yeah.
They haven't even done anything, though.
They're too busy using the doors to get to the other continent.
But at least they don't have a despot.
Geez, whatever RPG runs in this world after this continent is going to be whack.
It's like you got normal fantasy land, and then all the stuff you just drop into a dungeon normally.
Then the reject
I think
fantasy
I would
land.
play a spider. I would play a traveling spider.
That'd be awesome.
I would super play a spider bard. It would be so fun.
There is
Spider bard.
historical precedent with Tarantula.
Yeah.
I'm imagining a world in which somehow this continent becomes like shoved underneath the other one, and it just becomes the Underdark because you've got glowing spiders, oozes, some minotaurs, dark elves, jungle people. Like there's just all kinds of stuff that's just terrible underground horrors normally.
But
One
all in the
catastrophe
light.
away.
One mega catastrophe.
One folding of the world. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend points to probably have the jailer's benevolent hand. I don't know if I want to have them raise a second army or somehow fortify this island. I'm not sure which one. I don't see them being like an invading force, so I don't know about building another army, but I want them to be very, very well defended.
Advance city?
Yeah, advanced city.
I think technically to defend against an army, you have to have an army.
Well, there is an army there. I just don't want to make a second army.
Oh, there is an army there already. Yeah, then you could advance city.
Mechanically, do we think that's a +1?
Yeah, definitely. To defense within a city. I mean, to defending. I mean, the city is the island, more or less. I would assume.
Yeah. That's just so expensive. When did that get crazy?
I'm muted. I was like, Connor, why are you ignoring me?
Because I can't hear you.
Command
That's
Clotho
why.
to do it.
You can just build, like you could command them to build a defensive structure. Like that's what I did with the walls. You could just have them build like towers.
Just do a command city instead.
Yeah. Because advanced
Okay.
city is, yeah, it's a little expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Advanced
So we'll do that.
city
We'll command
lasts
city.
forever. Buildings don't necessarily.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
could
would be
be.
the
Yeah, that's
difference.
true. That's a fair distinction.
Yeah, I was trying to think
okay, well,
about.
command city to build defensive walls.
Okay.
Okay. Great. I am going to appear before the tieflings and create an order, and it's going to be the Order of the Redemptive Flame. And they are going to seek out the other neighboring races and try to bring them into their kind of spread their religious order. And did we say, Abby, when you created the tieflings, are they negative or are they just neutral?
They're a subrace of the humans, so I think that they're just neutral. But they're pretty good. They're like they're not evil.
Yeah, I
They
feel
live
like
in
the
Natal.
redemptive. They do live in Nautel. They're trying to bring the light of the redemptive flame upon the land. Cool.
Okay, I think so. Sean, I'm going to be working with you on this one. The emissaries of Calliope. I'm commanding Avatar, so however you want to do this. They're gonna try to make peace with the halflings. However you foresee that, they're gonna be like, well, let's have
I think the halflings would be open. I mean, there's still halflings living in the
yeah.
southern
I meant like
lands.
this, like they don't want to have more hostilities between like your army and our armies, and now that you have this great underground city.
I think the halflings, the agreement they would be interested in would be you can keep the southern lands, and we'll live. Those that are already under your rule will continue under your rule, and those in the north will remain free.
Yeah,
and we will promise no expansion. No attempt to break your rule, I guess.
and I think like they would probably offer like, since they're really good at like growing wine and all of that, like I guess who even rules this northern city? Like, is it just a city of halflings? There's not like a
They're just a confederate. I mean, the halflings are just a loosely confederated group.
okay.
I mean, they're not. There's no individual leader. I'm sure there's like elders. It's not.
Okay. Here, this is what they'll do. They'll start an endowment fund, and like half of the proceeds from like the wine goes into this, and it's just for halflings.
To help reinvigorate the land.
Yeah, like after the whole disaster, they're like, "Hey, we're just here to like try and get it back up to par." Like,
yeah, I think that halflings will accept that.
okay.
So there's like, yeah, okay. And I think the halflings might start to like adventure into, outside of Sweetland into Calliope's empire, I guess.
Oh yeah, she opens up the doors for that. She just wants
Right.
she just wants more people to love her.
Exactly. And
Okay,
maybe the southern halflings do, but the northern halflings,
they
they'd prefer to
don't.
keep their distance.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh, and I guess the other thing the halflings might say is that like you'll stay on land. Like they don't let
Oh no, you keep the
humans.
mineral rights.
Yeah, the mineral rights. The humans aren't allowed into sort of the underground homes.
Okay, I like it that like they're barred. Like no human is
Right.
allowed.
Yeah, and it almost creates like a social strata. Like the land halflings are the
literal
ones
strata.
who are able to do the trading with the land folk, and then
I
the
love it.
underground are kind of only for halflings.
Perfect. So that was a command avatar, just like a action.
Yeah.
Like instigate peace or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. So now it's your turn, Celestia. So don't renege on that.
I'll try not to. I have to deal with this dissident within my ranks first.
There's one guy.
Oh, and he is not gonna be happy with it, no matter what happens. Solaris rules with an iron fist of light,
Iron wing.
an iron wing. Despite being +3 good. Let's see. I think here's okay. So Solaris and the Army of Light are gonna move to Iron Hall. They are not going to engage. And like I imagine Solaris himself like calls out how are we pronouncing that? Just jailer?
Yeah, jailer.
Calls him out and says, "Come back to the fold. Like, come back to the dragon board. Remember your teachings and reject whatever this taint you have is, and we will accept you with open arms. If not, I will have to stop you."
Ooh, what a declaration.
Wow, those are
Yeah.
fighting words.
So the jailer is sort of my creation, but I don't feel like I control him. How do you imagine this going, Sean? Do you think the Dragonborn would have conflict, or is there an inherent desire to appease Solaris?
You could roll that fate die and see what happens.
Yeah, I think it might be a fate die, actually. That's interesting. I think it could go both ways. I mean, it depends how far he's fallen. I think Solaris is that literal avatar of a god that created their race, so he's pretty powerful. And I think they all have, I mean, I made them +3 good, so I think they all have a general, almost baseline inclination towards the group benefit, but anyone can fall as far as need be.
Their -1 is actually just a +2, but that's
Yeah.
that is
Well, the
heresy
city
among-
is -1, but everyone else is still +3.
All the people are good, but the city itself is
Yeah, the city
not
itself, you
great.
get them all in one place and they just start
It's
fighting.
like
It's like New
Enter
York.
the gates, you
Bad
have to
feng
start
shui.
frowning, but leaving you have to smile again.
And I think Solaris kind of understands that too. He's like, I know the Dragonborn themselves aren't necessarily bad within Ironhall, but this guy is just, we cannot keep him around. So how are we doing that die of fate thing again? Did we get it to work?
I did.
It works just for you, I think.
Bam.
That didn't work.
I don't know
A
what that
0.
means.
A special,
Oh, it was
special
like
new
a
roll.
half roll. Nope.
Okay, so we're just gonna roll a d6.
No,
Wait,
Sean,
so-
this will work.
We got it to work one time, I think,
Yeah.
when you did it and only you. Let me see if I can try and get it.
It's like
Who knows why this macro doesn't like us? Nope. Okay, I'm just rolling a d6.
What are we gonna say? The results.
I forget what it is. Logan.
it's like hashtag fate, you know?
No, I forget what the consequences breakdown is for the numbers.
Balance. So that, or did you roll? Oh, you
I
rolled a
didn't roll.
0. Oh, you
I
did
mean,
not.
yeah, I
roll.
rolled a 0.
There, I rolled balance, so it's just like whatever. That's the normal one. So you get what you want. So like, as Solaris, it would be.
Yeah, it would be that jailer steps down.
But he doesn't get everything he wants.
So is that the removal of the jailer, but not his supporters? Is it the removal of the supporters, but not the jailer?
Yeah, I think it would be the removal of the jailer. But I'm trying to think, like, maybe like Solaris realizes there's no actual, like, the jailer steps down because he realizes in the end he's outgunned. I mean, he's right next to the
Oh my god, send him to the prison.
entire homeland. And yeah, I'm thinking like maybe he gets banished.
To the
now
penal
he's
colony.
sort of a roving force.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
That, like, a rogue sort of entity.
Does he have followers or is he just by himself?
I don't know. I don't remember that from what you kind of constructed.
So I mean, he raised that army. The benevolent
Oh,
hand
he
is
did raise
his
the army.
prison guard, I guess.
Well, maybe they go with him.
Put
I
them
think
in my
he's
penal
banished.
colony. The wardens invite him to be their prisoner.
They invite him. I don't think he might not
You
like that.
have been invited to this year's prison. Gala.
Extravaganza. We're always looking for new members.
A free membership too.
A free lifetime membership with room and board.
Uh,
Oh gosh.
Platinum level.
Okay, yeah. I think I almost like the idea of him being banished and like being a rogue force with maybe his army following him.
He's a roving warlord.
So how about he's banished to the mainland over here?
I don't want him to be my problem.
Well, it has to be somebody's problem, Logan.
He does have to be someone's problem.
Not if he's in prison.
Yeah, I
Put
think
him on the other continent.
yeah, we could put him on the other continent.
No. These are two separate continents, Abby. There is no mixing.
There's
And also,
There's
the
a
Oof
reason.
Spider continent is good.
We
It's
set
true. That's
everything
why
up the
we
way
need
it
an
is.
evil
We love
influence.
them too much.
He could build the great prison of oozes.
The Great Ooze Prison.
The oozes sacrifice themselves.
Ooze prisoners
How do we? I
naturally
might
build your prison.
run that. I might pay that cost as like a purify city, almost. Do you think? What do y'all think for the cost for that? To get
What
rid
did
of
they
that
cost?
or an event. I mean, gosh, an event.
Oh,
would be
it's
really
certainly not an
expensive.
event. No.
I mean, I think you can purify the city to get him out of there, but it's still at -1. Like, so the purify was getting rid of him.
Was getting rid of him. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. What? So, okay, well that's my turn. Traveler.
Okay. So I'm back to commanding orders. This time I'm back on commanding the Order of the Weed. They've been sailing for many years, and I think it's high time they reached their destination of the awakened seaweed.
Whoa. What do they do when they get there?
They get off the boat and sing glorious praises because they have found the weed
Wait.
that they have been missing for so long.
Do they just get off the boat like in the seaweed?
Yeah, they just like jump out close to the shore and they're like singing praises.
It's followed by this mysterious fog cloud.
Do they know that they're now in a timey-wimey zone?
They've got no idea. They are overwhelmed by joy for finding the seaweed that they have not even they don't know where they are. They don't know what's going on, but they have found the seaweed, and that is what they care about. Bam. All right. That's my turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do something with that later, but I have to not get distracted. I don't think I've commanded my tree avatar this round. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the command is basically the druids are gonna form an army in the Great Pass.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Army.
Watch out for that shillelagh.
That's 1d8 plus wisdom.
Oh.
Did
They're
you want the
elven druids, right? They're not human.
They're
Yeah,
elven
they're-
druids, yes.
they're
Is
forced
the
of
Great
human.
Pass in that pass that I made?
Yes.
Okay, that's on this road, just by the way.
Oh. What? Yeah, so they're up there.
So they left the time dilation zone.
Yeah. I mean, is this the one way into the forest unless you go over mountain?
Oh, yes, that's the one pass.
Okay,
into
yeah,
that
that's
area.
where they are then. They're like guarding the Great Pass. I didn't realize they were so far north though. That's exciting.
That's slightly closer to Carol.
Expansionist.
That's my turn.
I would like, for my turn, to tell you all a story.
Great.
So the Fated, These spirits that, for everybody at home who's watching, have basically when you're born, a fated is born with you and kind of predetermines your destiny. Um, the fated that is created with you kind of decides what's going to happen in your life, who you're going to marry, what your station will be, these sorts of things. There are no like concrete, oh, there's a fated, I saw it flying over there, sightings. There's no physical evidence of their existence, but they are real. So there are stories and myths and legends in every culture that has kind of their own version of this tale of these creatures that determine what your life will be. And there once was a woman named Phoebe. Uh, she was a member of the West Shore Duchies, and she was born, and her lot in life was to be a seamstress. She was to sew and to weave for her village, and this did not sit well with her. She always fancied herself as an adventurer and wanted to go out and explore the world and change uh, people's perception of what a woman could do and these sorts of things. So one day, she departed with a few friends on a small boat and made her way south along the shore, seeking out adventure and looking for stories about destiny and people's lives and these dramatic changes that they could make, and eventually came to the conclusion that there must be a way for her to decide her own destiny, to truly change what she could be. And eventually, her travels led her to discovering a story about a shadowed and foggy mountain somewhere off in the sea where these mysterious forces drew people who had this sense of a higher calling. She spends her time sailing and searching, and eventually finds herself at the Well of the Fated here in this central ocean, and sails around. Finally, finds a way in through the mountainous passes and approaches this large sinkhole in the center of this what is almost a lagoon. As she approaches on her boat, she starts hearing this kind of heavenly singing. Um, she finds herself alone here. She thought she arrived with friends, but now she stands on this boat in this vast, uninhabited sea by herself, approaching this sinkhole, and descends, goes over the edge of the waterfall, and falls into a deep, dark pit, and finds herself facing a small globe of light. Clotho speaks to Phoebe, and the two of them have a conversation about Phoebe's desires and what she wants, and why was she destined to be a seamstress, and the injustices that that meant, and how she wasn't living up to the potential that she had. And Clotho found fit to change her destiny. She ventured all this way and proved that she could be so much more than what she was determined to be in life. And he made her an empress. Of what? It was her to decide. But she would depart that well, having changed the world in ways that we will soon find out. So mechanically, I'm going to command order to send one of my humans off to the Well of the Fated to be made an empress. And now there's a lone woman on a boat hanging out in the ocean with very, very grand ideas.
Kill her.
I'm like, now what do I do? Okay. Well. For something totally different, I am going to purify the tieflings. Their newfound religion has given them a sense of the divine goodness and awe, and they have become better as a species.
Okay, well, Calliope does not like world. She just
Mhm.
like feels it. She wakes up one day and she's just like, something's wrong. I can feel it. But I think that huh, I am going to command the city of Zoktil, way over here, on the other continent. They're going to build a giant pyramid. I'm talking like a huge pyramid across the river flows through it. It's like a tunnel pyramid. It's not really a bridge. They just had nowhere better to build it than I guess on the river. And it's just like a giant temple, and it's a like everyone in this green area has to like travel there at some point in their life just to see this pyramid. And not even that doesn't even look that great. It's just so big, it's on. And I think that rumors of this trickle down to the Order of the Dark Path as they're stumbling through the jungle.
Like, it's hot. We came from a cold place. We
Yep.
don't understand.
How are these so close together? Okay, and that's just the command city. To build a big pyramid.
Big pyramid. Big pyramids. Okay. I think I'm going to kind of want to do something with the goblins. I think the goblins like see the elves building a city and they're like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was possible." You can
What's a
do
city?
that? You can build all these places. So I kind of like this. What if like close, like almost next door, not crazy close, because I think they're a little scared of the wood elves and the druids, but like it's almost like they need to be able to see the other city to try and build their own. So they build like sort of a mimicking, like a mimic of the Great Pass city up further into the mountains, and I imagine it's just like very kind of junky, like lean-to buildings. Everything looks like it's about to fall apart at any moment, like
It's
rusted metal, old
okay.
wood. It works fine. I mean, the goblins don't care. They didn't even know this is like primo. They had no idea you could even make cities. So this is like good stuff. But I think I'm gonna make them create a little city close to the Great Pass. The okay path.
Yeah, I went ahead and named it for you.
No. And that'll be my
Okay.
What's Phoebe gonna do?
Oh gosh, we're already back to me.
Hmm.
So Phoebe departs from the Well of the Fated, and the first thing that she comes across is a boat that is destined for the Duskwall Penal Colony, and she finds herself in their company. What does she find when she gets there, Logan?
So it's not like a prison, it's like a colony of people that get sent there, and it's sort of like you're a prisoner, but you go there and like you can do whatever you want there. You just live there, and it's not a bad place. So like no one's really like trying to get out. So there's a couple big cities where people have just like accumulated. It's mostly people from Arcos, like right there. They just started sending over. And some people really like if they got a bad lot in life, they would just go there anyway because you sort of just do whatever you want. It's like a Wild West. Um, and I think at some point, like the warden sort of recognized that and left. So like, there's not really a police force anymore. It was like a failed experiment for them. But she like gets off, and everyone's dirty and lawless and smelly, and the ground is just black. And they have a strange rock that burns.
So I'm imagining she arrives here and rallies these people, is able to convince them to rise above this situation they've been put in, to take their destiny into their hands and um, change what everybody else has decided their lives will be. So I think I will. I'm guessing Command C for the penal colony, just to consolidate forces, to kind of reorganize and restructure and make things more efficient, make things actual working economy, and give a little bit more sense of structure to these people's lives as Phoebe kind of organizes them around her.
Okay, yeah, because they're not really organized. They're just sort of people living in one place, but she can sort of change that.
Okay.
And that is my turn. Brings us to Sarah.
Perfect. I'm going to save my points. And then it's even.
Oh boy. Okay. An event is so much.
It's
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, I think I feel like it's halfway between an event and an advanced city. It's like I want them to figure out how to use the coal, and like they develop like steamworks in this colony where Phoebe is. Like once they get their shit together, when she shows up, they're like, "Wow, we've been burning this rock for heat, but we could do so much more with it. Like burn it inside of a closed space with water."
What an ingenious idea.
I think that could be like advanced civilization, because that's a higher class than
Steampunk elves and humans.
to make. I guess they're not technically their own civilization,
Yeah.
but
I feel like it should just be like an advanced city steamworks.
Yeah, I agree.
or yeah, sure.
Okay. Um, that is me. That's my turn.
Okay, I'm going to. So my goblins have built this city, and Celestia is like just amazed that these goblins are even functioning. And they've been purified somehow through the grace of Gaia. And so as a boon to the goblins, they are incredible finders. And they just have incredible luck. They have the luck of the 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 blessing of Celestia on
They
them.
fork in astrology to everything.
They fork in astrology to everything. But specifically when like finding things, like their eyes just catch on the faintest hint of light. So they collect all sorts of trinkets, gems, jewelry, things that others would consider trash, but they like for whatever reason. So if you ever need to find something, you either go to the city of Shinies, the place of the Shinies place, to find it, because it could have already made its way over there, or you hire a goblin to find it for you. So that's gonna be, I think, all 5. Yeah. It's
I like
advanced
the idea of
civilization.
them like worshiping Celestia by making little like they hang things, shiny things from their ceilings to make it look like stars.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Yeah,
Just like
they. I mean, the whole place, like, I said it was kind of like lean-to and not very nice, but now it's just filled with amazing junk, but also valuable things of all kinds. Like, they don't have a strong concept of money, so
Mm.
capitalism is still limited to the despot.
So it's like the Somerset Forest Pickers.
So they just kind of, you can trade for that, they want something in return. They won't just necessarily give it for free, and I imagine people like go to the Great Pass, but then they can't get into the forest due to the druids. So they take a hard left and they go visit the goblins instead.
Is the worth of an item determined by how shiny it is?
Yeah,
The
it's
more shiny, the better the item.
shiny is of course better, but each goblin has different tastes, and they get very attached to the items, I think. So it also depends how attached they are to it. And I think they're also very superstitious. So if they think it's like a good luck charm, doesn't matter what it is, it's worth its weight in other shinies. So that will be my turn, and I think that takes care of all my points too.
Okay, so I am going to command the city of Lorba to build a monument to Talentula, because they're shock of, man, other things exist in this world that aren't ooze based. They're like, we've got to build a statue for this. So, over the next generation, enough oozes die to, get the statue going. And after a few years, they've got a pretty good looking statue. They can't actually see because they're oozes, but it feels good. Like they feel like that's what it looks like. Talentula can judge how well it looks, but it's certainly spider shaped.
You should roll a d6 to see how good it is.
Okay.
When did
Oh.
Abby and Austin become friendly in this game?
Yeah,
I know,
that.
geez. Now they're working together with their oozes and their spiders.
It's because it's a different continent.
Different
West
continent, different
continent,
rules.
it's always war all the time. Over here, friendly statues and poetry. It's great.
Who would have thought, just by looking at the races, that it would be that way?
And the grape army got destroyed, so I was like, well, okay. All right, roll a d6 for how well it looks. Oh, it's just like a bigger blob. Like there's little bits coming out that are kind of like legs, but it's mostly just an ooze.
It's not even the right number of legs.
Yeah, it's got like 3. It's like that creature has some legs.
I imagine it looks great.
They
just
did
not
their
as
best.
a spider.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's a great modern art piece.
And Talentula's
Maybe
like, good job, guys. I brought you art.
Yeah, Talentula is now inspired into modernism and abstract art. You never know.
So good.
All right, there's my command.
Okay, Sarah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are the preservationists religious? Please say no.
No.
Okay, good. I'm
Have at it.
going to command them to continue their journey for historical monuments and all that good stuff. So I'll spend those 3 and then another 5 because they're yours. And I made them a token so I can move them. But they are basically going to sail east from where they are, and they'll wrap around the continent.
What? I have a wrath in the way.
Don't get too close.
They sail around it.
Okay, fine.
They write about it. They discover it and they write about it.
Okay.
But they land. Where's the most interesting for them to
Please
land?
make contact with the goblins.
That's what I think. That's their end point.
Okay. I just love the idea of the goblins and spiders being friends.
I think they land like down here.
Wait till the goblins hear of this great cave full of shinies.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
no,
Yes.
the spiders themselves are shiny.
that's
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
I keep
god.
forgetting that they
That could
are.
go real poorly for the spiders.
Or really well. Maybe they're gods. Maybe they're like
Yeah.
God's chosen people.
So they land down in this south city in the duchies, and they seek out and discover this new continent. They also, I think, are they the first people to like traverse both continents and actually know? I guess Gorgo kind of did, but
No, the Dragonborn have been to both.
Yeah, and the forest people came from, or the jungle people came from.
oh yeah, you're right. They sailed from the other way. Okay, cool.
And
They
then
lost
the
all their
elves as
boats.
well. The dark elves came over here.
So what we're really saying is no, not even close.
They
Yeah,
think
not even close.
They
Yeah.
think they
But
are.
they haven't had the impact that a giant spider
They're
has.
the first ones to go the
True.
other way.
Yeah,
They're the first
exactly.
ones to go east.
Yeah.
They
Also,
are
they are the
first ones to go there.
preservationists, and they're writing about it. Maybe they're the first ones to have written about it.
Probably.
Yes.
All right. That's me.
Okay, well that puts us back over here at the Duskwell Chronicles.
Just building it.
I think we will command City to organize the naval yards to start building these steam-powered ships to be able to traverse the seas more easily, with kind of the intent of reverse colonizing.
Oh shit. Watch out, dark elves.
Whatever. Stupid steamboats. We don't need those.
Okay. I'm going to be preserving all the points I can.
Okay, who's ready for this move?
Not me.
With the peace in the of Sweetland and Splendoland,
Oh gosh.
the war coming to a close. It was quick and decisive, I might add.
It was. They were weakened. They had been a catastrophe.
Calliope turns south, I think. And they want revenge on these orcs for like invading their land. So I think they're gonna like move down through here and then this way as well. They're not really looking to fight the Gorgo 2nd Division, but
They better not be.
if the Gorgo 2nd Division's gonna try and stop them, then they'll fight you.
Where are they going? Like just around, or like?
Well, they're coming down, and I think when their plan is to just conquer it. But if you're there, they'll be like, "Oh, maybe you can peacefully surrender, and we won't have to kill you."
Yeah, the Gorgo 2nd Division is really like here,
Okay.
but they're not letting anybody come back onto their peninsula. So if
Okay.
that's what
Well,
you want.
they're gonna
fight.
pass through the peninsula, or not through it, but like below the peninsula,
All right, that's fine. Yes.
and just like stake out this area below. They recognize you guys we draw a DMZ line just across the peninsula. And it's
We're like,
basically-
you better not come on our side.
Yep, you stay north of it, we'll stay south. That's fine. But then we're also don't go too north because that's also ours.
I see. We'll
Unless
see
you
if
go-
the Gorgonians remember that bit.
So yes, north is good, but too much north is bad, but south is also bad. So just a balance. Yeah, and that's a command avatar, but they're not gonna. They're just sort of gonna hang out and start spreading the good news of you're a conquered people.
Be happy about it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be I don't know. I'm just gonna spend both of my 2 points. Like it's like a command, but then they don't really have an army, so it's like, what do they do? But
Just
surrender.
get occupied.
Yeah,
Just
whatever. But they're gonna eye those orcs, those night orcs. Keep an eye on them, and I think that's my stuff for the round.
And I'm saving. So is everybody else saving?
I'll go ahead and spend 2 more real quick. Mechanically raise an army at Duskwall. And then that will be me taken care of.
Okay. Well, did we want? We can keep going, or we could stop for the because we
What
were
are we
gonna
on?
like.
This next one is 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have
still
two
have two
more.
more
A
turns,
minimum of 2 more.
and I think people might want to do more than just that.
Yeah. That's a
This
good
is a
idea.
fun
We can
age.
call it here and then come back and maybe we do the system check for this as well, like after we wrap up next
Yeah,
session.
just right
That should be
after.
enough time.
Yeah.
Cool. So that'll be the plan. Sean, do you want to talk about what's going on next week?
Yeah, we are hoping to start our new campaign, new game, new system to check out. Because we've finished Burning Wheel finally and
Finale
freed
part
up some
4.
time. So we're having the chance to finally play Blades in the Dark, which I will be running as the GM, and my lovely players will be Logan, Abby, and Sarah. And we're gonna do kind of, I guess, like a mini intro session, fingers crossed, as well as, get to know the characters, explore the system a little bit so everyone knows the rules. Maybe do a little tiny something to just get us rolling dice real fast. But it'll be a nice intro right before Thanksgiving, and things might get a little crazy with the holidays. So just be sure to check our Twitter for the planning of everything, because I think it's always hard with the holidays to plan. So fingers crossed we'll keep everything to Wednesdays, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. And the astute viewers out there will realize I've created this world inside of this world, and Connor's helped me
Yes.
unknowingly.
Connor has been very helpful because I was not spending the points for it.
Always happy to be a hand, guys.
Cool. Well, I think
But we are
that's
very
it.
excited.
Yeah, watch the Twitter and we'll be back next week with more RPG goodness. So, see you later.